guys, what is up? We are back with another weekly review of Katekyo Hitman REBORN. So this week we are starting with chapter 91. And if you guys are wondering how come the video came out so late, it's because I was working this week. So it's going to have to be pushed to Fridays now until further notice. So from the Tuesday to the Friday, it's going to have to be pushed, okay? But with this chapter, as we know from chapter 90 how it ended, the Varia are now in Japan. And their first target is the holder of the Ring of Thunder, which is aka Lambo. Okay, remember Lambo is 5 years old. What a Caramel was thinking, making a 5-year-old part of the mafia. Well, he was originally part of the Bovino family, but still, he's 5. He just finished potty training, okay? So they're there. They found their target because after Mammon did his sticky picture prediction, he was able to scope out the exact location that Lambo was in. Mind you, Lambo was with both Futa and Ipin because, as they shown in the chapter, they were actually out and about earlier in the day shopping with both Kyoko and Haru. But unfortunately, that got separated because one of Lambo's horns dropped at the end of the escalator. So while they were trying to retrieve that, they separated from Kyoko and Haru. Okay, so now they're by themselves trying to get back home. But before all of that has happened, it starts off in the beginning of the chapter. Mind you, it was a cool chapter cover, okay, with Levy. We have Rasuna, Basil, and Reborn. I guess after they finished eating and everything, they were just going out for a walk and everything. And Basil is telling Suna that how he goes into hyper dying will form is through the depth penetration or the dying will pill. He does say that it is a little bit weaker than if he got hit straight with a bullet. Okay, but if you guys remember, back to, I forgot the chapter, but I did review the chapter where Dr. Shamal was first introduced into the series, right? Remember when Suna got shot 10 times with the dying will bullet, he was about to die within that same chapter, because being shot 10 times by that same bullet, it doesn't matter how many days or whatever, he got shot 10 times, and then all of his regrets started to pop up on his body. They were even starting to speak, and he was very close to dying unless he got treated, in which he did in that chapter. So I guess in a way, I could be wrong. This was easier instead of all the time Suna getting shoot by Reborn, because you don't know, it could be an inconvenience as well. Probably he's fighting and Reborn is not there to, whip out a gun, put in a bullet, and shoot Suna. So for convenience sake, they decided, you know what, instead of bullets, we're gonna do it with pills. So when they get home, they see where Imitsu looks like he's about to go outside. He's in his construction suit, and he's like, an uninvited guest has finally come here. And then he's telling Suna right in his face, which I did not remember at all. So early on in the series, Imitsu admits to Suna that he is part of the mafia, or somewhat affiliated with the Vongola. Okay, so he's telling Suna that the Varia are now here in Japan, and they're targeting Lambo because he has the Thunder Ring, the half Thunder Ring, and now they're targeting him and they're going to take him out. So what he needs to do, and Mitsu needs to do, is go warn the other guardians to protect him until Suna and them reaches, or until he reaches them, right? So Suna's just like, wait, you mean, how is Varia already here? Mind you, only 5 days has passed since they started their training, and it's been cut in half because of the Varia arriving way too early. They were predicting 10 days, but the Varia basically came in half of that time because, as they say, Zanza's realized his intuition is basically on the same level as Suna's. That, wait, hold on, these rings, they ain't the real ones, and they're trying to make a mockery of us. Let's go. So while Suna's like hearing all this news from his dad, and then he admits that I am Basil's master, he's trying to put 2 and 2 together, because he's like, hold on, since when do you know? How are you part of this? Reborn, why did you never tell me this? Basil, why didn't you tell me your master is my dad? Okay, so now both he and Reborn are running out the door trying to go and get Lambo. Mind you, also, Reborn never told Suna that Lambo was the one holding the thunder ring all along. So Suna is one, shocked and bewildered. Okay, he's flabbergasted because he's like, you do know 3 things. Lambo is 5 years old. That's obvious. 2, Lambo is from the Bovino family. Come to find out, Reborn had a discussion with the head from the Bovino family and said they were crying tears of joy that they now took Lambo and affiliated him with the Vongola. And 3, as much as Lambo is physically cute, he is annoying and not the brightest child. I don't like saying that about children, but that's how he's portrayed in the series, okay? So then Reborn tries to say, you know, like, you're kind of like the Primo. On top of your power, how you use it, you also bring different people of different backgrounds, whether they were prime ministers, they were administrative workers, from people that worked in church. You bring them all together. And you're like, would Primo ever take a child into the mafia at that young age to be one of his guardians? I don't think so. He probably would, but he would have someone taking care of them until they reach of appropriate age to start, you know, be able to hold their own ground. But age 5 to start fighting everybody else, I don't think so. This man is long gone, so we don't know exactly what was going through his head during that time period. But that's besides the point. So now this is where it gets to what I said earlier, with Lambo and them getting separated from Kyoko and Haru, because Kyoko and Haru was telling them the story and everything, so they couldn't find them. So they were very worried on where the kids are because they still haven't reached home. Mind you, Levy found the kids, so he has his like 3 henchmen, and he's telling them to go and target, because once they found them and said, you know what, they have the ring. They saw Lambo have the ring in his afro, and he's like, go obliterate them. Now, I know people were shocked from Kyoko. Now they're going to even be more shocked now, because it's like, but you have to remember, they're assassins. It doesn't matter if you're man, woman, or child, or even granny or grandpa. They will take you out. That's their whole job, okay? So he sends one of his henchmen. He gets taken out instantly by Ryohei. Okay, Ryohei punches the daylights out of him. Then the other 2 tries to come in. We have where Yamamoto and Gokudera both either slashes them or throws a dynamite bombing one of them, and they protected the kids just in time, in the nick of time, okay? Because I don't think anybody wants to see the series go from like PG-13 to like rated R, okay? Seeing poor kids get dismantled by assassins, okay? So luckily, Lambo, Futa, and Ipin are in safe hands. We have where Gokudera, Ryohei, and Yamamoto unfortunately had to put a stop to their training. Everybody had to put a stop to their training because no one predicted. Everyone had the prediction that the Varia was going to come in 10 days. 10 days. If it was not due to Zanza's quick thinking and his quick intuition. If that was not the case, they would have been able to fully prepare themselves, train their bodies, everything, in order to prepare for when they come, but that was cut in half. So now come next chapter, they're going to confront at least one of the second members of the Varia, okay, which is Levy, because remember, they faced off against Squalo and lost terribly. But now they should do a little bit better since they have trained, they have prepared themselves. But again, we'll see how all this takes place and what's going to happen. Now that the Varia is here in Japan, it's going to get really scary real fast. Not like horror scary, but the fact that these people, despite them also being part of the Vongola, they don't care. Even if Suna was not to take the real rings and they got it instead, it would no doubt in my mind would have Zanza's still go after Suna and eliminate him as well as his guardians and anyone associated with Suna, family and friends. So no doubt in my mind, Zanza would have went out with the plan just to ensure no one is in his way of ascending to becoming the next heir, the next generational head of the Vongola. Okay, and that's the scary part about it when you really think about it. Okay, so guys, do tell me in the comment section below on how you felt about chapter 91 of Katekyo Hitman REBORN. If you saw the anime version, how do you feel about it being adapted from this chapter into anime form and vice versa? The links are in the description box, so you guys go check that out. And I'm Kimmy Chan of Anime Legends, and I will see you guys later. Bye!
With